Hey guys, this is one of these Meteor Heroes moments. This is 2018 Porsche 718 Boxster, and for me it's been a dream to drive this car, and I'm pretty sure that any car enthusiast has dreamt of dreaming one of these in his lifetime. The 718 Boxster is usually considered to be the base Porsche, the poor man's Porsche, but I don't actually agree with this. True car enthusiasts know that this car is underrated, and it's actually one of the best driving cars you can buy in this era. But some of you are probably wondering why this car is so nice to drive, and why is it a great enthusiast car? And the reason is that it's this classic sports car formula. It's mid-engine sports car, which means that the engine is placed right here, right between your seat and the rear axle right here, which gives it a great weight balance. Of course, it's rear-wheel drive. I feel like the exterior and proportions of this car are perfect, and this is a classic Porsche sports car look, which actually never gets old. So we've got frunk, which I'm going to show you in a bit. We've got two doors. It's a two-seater, of course. We've got those black door handles over here. Of course, the soft top. We got the trunk as well. And I think it's doable to road trip this car for a weekend, let's say, with two people. I like the simple exhaust here in the center. It looks awesome. And actually, the whole proportions of the back end of this car, it's aggressive. And I like these tail lights over here. Look at how much detail is in here. Got this brake light over here, reverse lights over there as well. Got this light bar right in the center with Porsche written out on it. So let's actually fire her up. And here the 4-cylinder, flat 4, turbocharged engine that produces 300 horsepower. And I know it's a 4-cylinder engine. They got rid of the 6-cylinder flat engine that was sold on this base engine 718 Boxster before, but I still believe that this engine is very impressive for what it is. And let's actually show you guys the frunk and trunk of this car. So the engine is situated right here. Let's see the trunk space. As you can see, this is a decent amount of space. Trunk. That's how the interior looks like. This classic Porsche style interior. And I like it more actually than in 911 with all of the touchscreens. I feel like physical buttons in this cabin just makes it feel more sporty and usable. Let's look at the front right here. There's a latch you have to pull to get this open. And I think you can actually fit 2 carry-ons right here with no problem. So yeah, as I told you, it's a decent amount of space for a car of this size. And let's look at the interior. I like the door design right here. We got the memory seating. We got all of the window switches right here. It's pretty simple, and I think it's sports car-like, and I like it a lot. And the functionality of this interior is such a great addition to this car. The infotainment screen is actually very good, especially considering this car is from 2018. Everything is so easy to use, so responsive. And we get these physical buttons to navigate through the menus. We got the physical volume knob right here. It's so easy to use. The AC controls are so straightforward, and it's actually pretty funny that all of the modern cars are getting rid of all of these with the replacement of touchscreens. And I feel like this is the best setup for this kind of car, which is focused on driving enjoyment instead of gimmicks. We get this physical shifter right here, and we got some options for sport mode, which activates the exhaust, which sounds pretty cool. traction control button. We get the auto start option right here, which you can turn off if you want. And this is pretty much it. We get some steering wheel buttons right here for your media or for your calls, which is pretty simple to use. It's such a classic move from Porsche. We got the tachometer right in the center. It's huge. We get the speedometer right here, which is so easy to read. We don't need to have digital gauge cluster for everything. I feel like the one we have on the right here is sufficient enough with all the information you need, like audio, vehicle settings, your tire pressure, your trip settings, etc. It's so easy to use, and it's so refreshing to see this cabin after getting from some newer cars with all of the digital stuff right here. I think we're ready to hit the road and see what it's like to drive. So let's get it to drive, and we can get going. The steering wheel design is sublime in this car. I like it so much. Even at low speeds, this car is so fun. Especially considering you can have the top down all the time in this kind of weather. This car has a 7-speed PDK, and if you don't know about Porsche's PDK, you're missing out a lot, because it's the best in the business. The gear changes are so snappy, they're instantaneous. You get so much satisfaction from using them. And this car can also be optioned with a manual transmission, but you cannot go wrong with any of these. So right now we are in normal drive mode, and it shifts all the gears for us. The steering and handling in this car is also sublime. This car has plenty of juice. As I said, it has 300 horsepower and I think 285 pound-feet of torque, which is a no joke, especially considering this car is very light at about 3,000 pounds. So it gets from 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. The gauges are so clear and it's so intuitive. You just get this driving enjoyment. Whatever you do, even at 20 miles per hour, it just feels like such a great experience. We gotta stop right here for a sec and we'll come back. And here's the key to this car, which is pretty neat and I like it so much. It represents the Boxster itself. It's pretty cool. So here's the button for the top. If you want to put the top down, you just push on this button right here. And the top retracts itself down. Get this backup camera here too. And we get the 360 parking sensors as well. Today is such a great weather for hitting the canyons. And actually one of the tricks I wanted to share with Turo, especially in California, is that it's better to rent it during the winter because winter is usually less busy in here and it's much cheaper to rent some of these cars on Turo. And I got this one for about $120. The used examples of one of these cost around $56,000 and it's not a small amount for anyone. So it's such a great deal to have this experience even for one day, to get the feel of what it's like to live with the 718 Boxster. And can it actually get better than driving like this out here in Orange County, California, with the top down, with your sibling right here sitting next to you and enjoying the ride as well? But it actually gets better once we get to the canyons. I live in Vancouver, BC for most of the year, and I feel so jealous of people living in South California because you can get to the best driving roads on the planet in less than 30 minutes. which is insane. Let me also explain why you have to rent one of these during winter in California. And the reason is that it's much less hot. The weather in the winter is pretty mild. It's about 70-ish Fahrenheit degrees pretty much all winter. And if you're not familiar with Fahrenheit, in Celsius it's about 20, 22 on average, which is an ideal weather for a convertible experience like this. The seating position, as you can see, is perfect in this car. The visibility is great. The A-pillars are not thick, so you can actually see pretty much all around you. And it's actually pretty comfortable for what it is. The ride quality is excellent. This car already hit 78,000 miles mark, but it still drives great. The engine response is awesome. Even though it's a turbocharged model, there's minimal turbo lag in this car. And now we can actually test the steering and handling right here on this on-ramp. This car just feels so planted to the ground. There's minimal body roll, and the seats, they hold you in your place brilliantly. All right, let's merge into the highway. It's a Monday afternoon, so it's pretty busy. And actually, as you can see right now, we are at pretty much 60 miles per hour. You can still hold up a conversation really well in this car. It's isolated pretty good from the outside world, even with the top down. Highway cruising in this car is awesome. It's very comfortable. You can definitely road trip this car for a weekend and you're gonna be fine. You're gonna experience not any fatigue in this car for a long time. And whenever you want to pass someone, you hit the sport mode and you get so much throttle response with this car, and it gets going pretty quick. I'm driving daily 2012 Volkswagen Jetta, which is actually not slow. It has 170 horsepower with a 2.5 liter 5-cylinder engine. It gets from 0 to 60 in 8 seconds, but you can actually feel the difference a lot in this 718 Boxster. This car is such an enjoyment to ride. And you can go into the manual mode right here. You can control the shifts yourself. Look at those snappy downshifts. 5th, 4th, it gets going. And then you go again, 6. The PDK is a masterpiece from Porsche. I wish you could see my smile right now. And whenever you just want to cruise and be calm, you go back into the auto mode, you push yourself into the normal mode, and you're cruising, and you're enjoying yourself. I was a bit skeptical about Porsche vehicles because sometimes I can feel like people overrate these cars, but as soon as I got into this Boxster, I finally understood what it's like to drive a Porsche. And I understand why people are longing for them. They're saving up all their money, their whole life to get one of these. And I still think you can have 80% or 90% of this experience in a Miata. I've driven a couple of Miatas, and you still get this very sporty feel by sitting low to the ground, having top down. The extra 20% that comes from this car is this Porsche solidity, excellence of engineering, and of course the PDK, which is hard to beat. The Miata and the GR86, if you don't consider getting one of the manuals for them, the automatic versions of those cars are not as good as this PDK for sure. Of course, the reason is that they are not double clutch transmissions, they are torque converter automatic. and you won't get those snappy downshifts and upshifts in Miata or GR86 or BRZ. But you can get a Miata or BRZ for twice as less money, or maybe even 3 times less money than the new 718 Boxster. And it's a hard pill to swallow. This car has such a wonderful double personality. You can get so angry, so aggressive, but when you want it to be calm and nice, it delivers. This car is so fast. To be honest, you just want to drive this car in sport mode and in manual mode all the time. It's that fun. Yeah, of course, some personality is missed in this car because it lost the 6-cylinder engine that it had before, but it still delivers on what it's supposed to do. It gets pretty good fuel economy as well. It's rated to be 21 to 24 mpg on average, which is quite nice in this class of car. I know it's not accessible for most people even to come here and rent this one on Turo, but if you have a chance in life to do this and you're a car enthusiast, you just have to try renting one of these. Alright, we're getting closer to the twisty roads right here. Even though these twisty roads are fun and you want to use all of this performance from this car, we still all need to come back home, right? I can see the fellow car enthusiast right here in the Corvette enjoying this weather and this road. Just look at this. Look at these views. Look at this road. Such a nice road. It feels like I'm in a movie. This is what life is about. This is what happiness is about. It's about these memories and sharing these memories with your loved ones. Today my father also drove a Porsche for the first time in his life. I've driven my sister today as well. She enjoyed it so much. Cherishing these moments forever. Having fun like this, responsibly on the road, in a Porsche like this. Look at this road. Guys, if you can only feel this steering, such joy. This car has only 300 horsepower and it's so fast. And I don't see any reason why anyone would want more power on a public road like this. And that's why I'm an advocate for slow cars that go fast, like a Miata or GR86 with the classic sports car formula. But you can actually enjoy these cars a lot more because you can push them. You can hit the limit of these cars at a responsible speed. I've never driven the 911, but I know that 911s are more of a GT car as opposed to the 718 Boxster or Cayman. They're much more comfortable to drive. They're more powerful, of course, but you can actually feel much more in this car due to its steering, feedback, the handling. It's much lighter than 911 due to the top-down experience, right? Because you can hear the engine, you can hear all around you, you can enjoy the sun. And of course, whenever you go on a joyful ride like this, you get hungry fast. Isn't there a better way to end this trip by visiting the In-N-Out burger? So another tip for you from this video. If you ever drive to the In-N-Out, you have to get the double with the fried onion option.
And extra sauce.
And extra sauce. That's right. And I haven't shown you guys these smart cup holders. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, how you doing today?
Hey, fine, thanks. How about you?
Doing well. What can I get for you?
Can we get 2 doubles with
Grilled onions.
and
And
extra sauce?
Extra spread, yeah.
Extra spread, and I added grilled onions to both of them. Both of them have extra spread and
Yep.
fries.
Yes.
And fries.
You got it? 1 or 2?
2.
2. Thank you. Have a great day. Looking good with the grilled onions option. We can sum this video up by getting a bite of this. Cheers to this In-N-Out burger. And with this view, this beautiful car in front of you, delicious burger, it doesn't get much better than this, to be honest. Just an ideal daily driver. If you want a sports car. This is a 2018 model, but Porsche still makes these today. They haven't changed that much. These beautiful headlights over here as well. I hope you enjoyed this one, just like I did, just like my sister did. You met my sister in my previous video in my review of her car, which is 2018 Mazda CX-5. We did a 1-year ownership review a couple of days ago, so you can watch it right here. But yeah, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.